Yes. So can I have a show of hands from the audience? How many of you actually went to see the exhibition on Rabindranath Tagore during these few days that it was on exhibition? Okay. Okay, some hands, very good. So we are going to go to Professor Saroj Jayasinghe. This is the creation he did for our exhibition. Sir, can I ask you, yes, he did it. Oh, wait, I will ask you the question. I will ask you the question. Yes, so drawing from these ideas, you have tried, I think, to say something about what you think is an ideal or education from a Tagorean point of view. What were you trying to tell? Please explain it to our students.
Yeah, so I mean that's supposed to be Tagore, right? Okay, and he is looking into an area where there is an empty space, and that's freedom, because he was for freedom of thought, and so that was one aspect. And also, in when you consider learning, he wanted it rooted in the native mother tongue. So during this colonial period, that's why you've got Bengali letters there below the beard area. So the roots of your own traditions. And if you look at the trunk, it gives rise to several different types of leaves, same trunk. So that's, we're trying to bring in the diversity of ideas, diversity of students, and so on. And then the bird is going free because he equated schools to having birds inside. So the bird has been released, and it's close to nature. His education, whole education is close to nature. And the bird is free, and the bird is also multicolored to show that creativity, and he's flying away. And also, if you look a bit carefully, the space has some sort of similarity to the outline of Sri Lanka. So there is some connection we're trying to make with Sri Lanka also. Yeah. So those are the things. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I think he needs. I think we should give him a round of applause. What a thought and what a creation. I think I'm going to come to Prof. Sandabobi and ask him, sir. We just heard the song Ekla Chalore. Now, speaking of education and speaking of life as educated people, professional life and so on, you know, this song often says, walk alone, be your own light. If you have to burn yourself and be your own light, be your own warmth. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's basically all about the life, because as I mentioned earlier, his love for the humankind and for the love for the nature is part of that. So basically, even in most of his, not only this song, but I think he wrote around 2,000 songs. In every song, there is an aspect of his love for the human conditions and the nature. So, and also the freedom, as Professor Saroj mentioned, his freedom is part of his philosophy, especially whether it is education or creativity or life. So he kind of tried to kind of empower that type of education as well, and also in the creativity he gave freedom for that. So that's one of the areas in his philosophy. It's also it's depicted in most of his creative works.
Yes, I think because Prof. Panduka is in the field of medicine, I think our students and yourselves, all the clinicians here, they see a lot of death, devastation, loss. These things we experience as doctors as we go by. Do we sometimes have to burn ourselves and be our own light?
You mean in what context? I mean, be your own light for what? To be a doctor for these people? Is that
maybe even for survival, not to break down mentally, to be resilient.
Yes, you have brought out a very important point. Yes, because I mean, these are parts of what is called the human condition. we all have to face disease and death. And then one of the hardest things that a doctor can do, you might think that the hardest thing that a doctor or we have to do is passing exams, but actually that is the easy part. When we start working as doctors, we suddenly start seeing things which are not in the book or which are not in the exam. And then many lessons to learn practically going through them. I learned a lot from Professor Jaising. He was my guru when I was a student learning to specialize in medicine. I think what Santusha is trying to bring out here is the fact that when it comes to learning the lessons of the human condition, at the end of the day, you have to learn that alone because it's you. Why does it happen to us, human beings? Why do we become sick? Sometimes in a very unfair way. Why do people have to die? Sometimes in a very unfair way or in an untimely way. And why do we as doctors have to see these things? Sometimes we are helpless. It can be quite a burden. And it can sort of take a toll on you. And I think when that happens, even to learn that human condition, there are no textbooks of medicine to teach you that. You have to just learn it. Perhaps by listening to people like this, people who have spoken about the human condition in various different ways, they can tell us how to face these things, how to learn from each of those experiences and keep walking and not burn out. And in doing that, it is your own journey, your own task, and I think you have to walk alone in that sense as well. Yes. But you can hold hands and walk alone.
Yes.
There are colleagues.
Yes. Sir,